don't think it'll look like, which, by the way, isn't true.
Wild. You see Overdrive getting banned. New. I've seen that cam, accustomed to seeing, but it just seems like they're trying to eliminate that.
To 1 point, and for instance, on CTF, you let that go to 1 capture.
It's the only thing that we see. There's no, like, frustrated.
Well, yeah, now and then when you see it, it makes you very happy, but it is rare.
Banned.
It is rare. That's what comes into play when Rise comes in knowing that they want to prove something and they don't need to, you know, play to like necessarily their own strengths, but rather to FaZe's weaknesses.
We talked about smokes the other day. You still will make that? You still will make that claim on this one?
Smokes in any respawn. It's just not going to.
Definitely have had smokes on respawn so far, just not as common.
I think this map you can use the smoke really well.
Well, I mean, let's find out. I mean,
no,
do you have? we just heard Revan shouting that there was a smoke in the last
map.
There are no
smokes happening in respawn. This is professional Call of Duty. Get your head in the game, Mr. X.
CTF Fringe, you can definitely use smokes to your advantage if you wanted to. You can attack over on the barn side. So I think this is where you can get a lot of nice caps from because there's so much cover once you get the flag. You can go right into barn and down tracks. And it's really dangerous for the defensive side of things because you can get a guy over here on this truck, you get another one maybe back here, watching the overextension because at this point you're going to be spawning right here in that position and you can go down that back alley, but I mean by the time you get down it, look how far this player probably is down tracks. At this moment in time, you either got to go out towards the mid straight, which is always dangerous going out towards the middle of the map. You can have players in barn, players in Grandma, over by Z, a lot of spots you can get shot from, and then obviously to go through tin and try and come out the backside, you expect a player to be back there to watching that. Another dangerous alley to funnel from. When you're attacking barn side, you got to make it count. You got to get 2-3 flags on the board if you're going to win Fringe CTF.
All right, well, I mean, that seems like a bit of a tall order for FaZe right now, just given how they've been playing so far in the best of 7.
This is so far difficult go of it today, but if you got to turn around, you got to do it now. What is that one line? There's no going back now.
No, I mean, there is no going
really
back. There is literally no going back.
Yeah, it's going to be tough, but this is the semifinals. You got to make it count, like you said, Nate, like you said, Mr. X.
So this is a huge map from the standpoint that if FaZe is able to win this, you go to an S&D. We talk about that's one of Rise's weaker game modes. You go back into a hard point. You got off to an awful start in the first one. If they don't get off to that bad start, FaZe might be able to come back and win that one. FaZe could potentially do this. So I think it's likely
we've seen it happen. I know you mentioned a couple of things. We've seen it happen, but it is rare, right? It's not an easy thing to do, and the game is loaded in, so it's time for FaZe to be able to prove it, right? You show it, then we'll all believe it, but if not, it looks like it might be a 4-0 sweep for Rise Nation. Let's find out in map number 4 with Maven and Revan.
All right, let's get into Fringe CTF. Now, this is a map that I love to watch Zuma on. Really good at pushing through 10, kind of that overextend route, being sneaky, getting flag after flag after flag out. Is this where FaZe comes alive?
I don't know, man. Rise are looking really, really good. They like to play a slow, kind of control-oriented style of CTF, so maybe Zuma, if he's able to find an avenue to make a route work, sure, they can find some success, but what really struck me in that special strat is there's no scythe on the side of FaZe.
They went, what, with Tempest Annihilator, was it?
Yeah, Tempest Annihilator for their weapons, Heatwave Kinetic Armor also to follow up, and I want to start this one off with Enable from FaZe. I think the experience he brings to the squad is something that they're going to have to rely upon for the rest of the series.
All right, well, he's going to be EMPing out, backtrack, pushing forward immediately. It almost gets caught with nade in hand, but able to pick that one up. Applying early pressure now. A gunfight going down. Looks like on the other side of the map with Looney and attaches. He's just going to back him.
Placer falls. It's going to be FaZe just trying to play their angles and try to find picks where they can so that they can continue to press up the map. You still have Attach watching that flank. Placer trying to respond. He picks up 2 as he takes down Slack as well as Octane. Looney no longer threatening on the flank, and that's going to allow room for Attach to start pushing forward.
Well, a couple got in behind as well. That's going to be flag out. Looney's got it in hand, and that is a huge gunfight win. Not an easy one
falls
with the cover.
Zuma's last one alive.
This might be a count. That is absolutely a score. Looney's got a free run home here. It's going to be a 1-0 advantage for Rise, and that's the last thing you want. That's not the start you can have for FaZe Clan.
1 minute played in already. A flag capped by Looney from Rise, moving over to the other side of the map. Now, of course, we need to keep Looney highlighted because he gets that flag cap. He also gets a kill with the flag in his hands. Now you got to worry about some score streaks starting to enter the game. So the first order for business from FaZe has to be once they regain control of their base, they need to kill Looney. They need to stop him from getting these streaks.
Think about Looney. He was incredible in the hardpoint. He started off 7-0 in the S&D.
Yeah.
I know he was -6 or something.
Hey, look at this. He's using smoke grenades.
Oh,
Who would have thought this would come into play?
But he might have been the MVP there of the uplink as well with the plays he was making, the aggressive positions he was in, the interceptions, the one-point tosses, going huge, and now the score here. Looney has been the best player in the series for me thus far.
Oh, yeah, even though he goes, what was it, like 15 and 21 in the uplink, that was a very good 15 and 21.
Without question.
Yeah, I saw JCap tweeting about it as well. I mean, let's look at what went into that. He's using a sub on Infection. He got 2 picks as well. Like, he had a big impact on the game here. But now it's going to be FaZe. They're going to pick up a couple of kills around the map. It's going to be Zuma, the furthest one pushed up. He has the M8 in his hands, but they need to start picking up the pace. I mean, Looney, he's already got his heat wave available.
He's got that heat wave. We'll see how he plays this. A player on white truck going to peek, use the heat wave, pop it. Now he's going to be able to get into aggressive position if he gets inside the grandmas, but no. Cut down as soon as he gets to the roof. Not going to get further up the map. There's 2 players left for FaZe right now, both pushing down trackside. I don't know, right now both teams kind of test each other out.
FaZe just like that.
This could be the break they need to put another one on. You saw them spawning outside of 10. Zuma
classic.
Zuma just got obliterated.
He literally just got deleted off the map.
And that's going to be a score. I mean, I know they're going to push through. There might be a play to make, but look where Slacked is. He's going to be ready to be annoying.
He might use Kinetic here.
He's in the corner.
One, pops Kinetic.
2, can't get them both. They're flying forward, but that is a second cap for Rise Nation. FaZe has no answer. And that's the one thing you can't do.
And go down again from FaZe.
That's the one thing you can't do in CTF, right? That 3 or 4 down scenario. That's where everything
it's so
opens
brutal
up.
When you add into the fact that the second 7.5 second respawn, and what Rise have been doing so well on this map is they're just running right up the middle of the street.
Yeah.
Clay's been really the only presence from FaZe there. He's consistently being isolated over near that white pickup truck in the middle of the map, and Rise have been able to run forward, and then you just saw Classic destroy Zuma as he was able to get that flag out, got the capture shortly after as Rise. Now they have that one mistake to make.
Oh my God, this is just not looking good. But this is what I was talking about with Zuma. He likes to go back alley, he likes to wrap behind, and he can be a nuisance. That's 3 down for the side of Rise Nation. You gotta pull, you see them spawning there at yard. Can he get away with this
back,
one?
do not overextend.
That's a score. You got one on the board. FaZe has come alive. You needed to get this one going. And that's a lot to do with Enable. He's on a 4 streak. He picked up some big kills mid-map, allowed that pressure to come forward. And now finally we hear a little bit of crowd hype for FaZe.
But Rise respond, they take down 3. Attach now coming off the respawn. It's going to be Zuma trying to pick up kills near the middle of the map, but he gets caught a little bit out of position there. And it's going to be Looney now surging forward. He's got his teammate Octane right beside him. Looney can't pick up the kill onto Globe. It's going to be Octane pops out to the VMP. He gets shut down while Slack putting pressure onto the flag. He could just wait here, be a sneaky beaver, and go for the pull when the moment is right.
Yeah, if they don't realize he's here, just wait for a couple down and he's going to be out. I wouldn't even have tried to pick up kills. I would have relied on my teammates, but now you see Clayster and Zuma coming in. He's going to end up dropping. Clay's been the difference maker with the Tempest, but you've got Octane go big on the other side and snap again. He's able to line it up. He should run out of juice here, but he opened up a lane for his team trackside. Can they get a score in the final 30 seconds? He's going to be out of it. He's going to pop out the M8, finds one there at back bridge, finds another rotating back bar, not able to pick it up. 20 seconds to go. The FaZe push is on.
Use Kinetic?
He's got to pop it if he's going to use it. I would have tried to get it off right there. You have an Annihilator in hand, but you're the only man left to grab the flag, and he will drop. That will shut down a push. Good defensive hold here from Rise Nation.
And I like the decision not to use Kinetic Armor. Only 20 seconds remaining. It's not a guarantee that you will get that flag out, even if you have Kinetic Armor. So going into the half, Rise, they will have that 2-1 advantage, but the one mistake they made on that side resulted in a FaZe capture, and that's just losing all map position over near their side of the map.
Now, I see this as a little bit 50-50, but is there a side you prefer to push from? You think it's maybe a little bit easier to get flags out?
I like pulling the flag into barn.
Okay.
As Mr. Darks was saying when he was breaking it down, you just have so much cover to work with, and it's pretty straightforward. When the other team has to make that decision, do we overextend through auto? Do we go through middle map? Through bricks? Those are such narrow areas and really easy to lock down, especially when you have like a positional AR player.
You're telling me FaZe is down 1, though, starting on the stronger side then. So looking good for Rise Nation here to close things out, maybe with a 4-0, but off the break, 2 kills coming in for Rise. That'll allow them to layer the map. Just look at the mini-map at the top. You've got them just crushing across mid, looking to bring the pressure to FaZe.
Smokes go out on the flag. It's going to be Looney jumping top barn. He takes down Enable, and keep in mind, he still has his Heat Wave available to use. How many times have you seen Heat Wave used in this exact scenario? As he pops it, he takes down Attach. One more player to get past. It's going to be Zuma, and just like that, he's able to get the flag out. You see FaZe trying to push to the middle of the map, but Classic is there with the Tempest. He shuts down that push. This is going to be another flag cap, potentially on the overextension. It's going to be Attach. He pops his Kinetic Armor, throwing everything into this stop, and he does find one. Can he stop this flag cap as well? No, he cannot. Looney gets the flag cap. Rise, they go back up by 2 flags.
And that is now what caps within the opening 60 seconds of both sides for Rise, and that's your lead
and now
right
everybody
there.
off respawn for FaZe.
Oh, now they have to fight back, try to get a little bit of control. What can you do right now if you're FaZe? You're down to, what are they, is that it? Is it purely just win these gunfights, get control of mid-map, and start to put pressure forward? That's a big two-piece from Clayster. Unfortunately, he's going to get dropped, at least in the process, getting that Annihilator shut down.
I think that's the first step they need to do, is start winning some of their gunfights. Looney's going to get away with this flag once again. He already has a lightning strike ready to use. He's being chased by the HCXD. He's trying to get away from this one. He's actually outrunning the HCXD right now.
He can't catch him. Who's operating that thing? Hit the turbo.
He's going faster than it.
It's been chasing him
And
the
he's
entire
juking it
time.
out.
That
And
double man, he kills it. What play is that from Looney? That is some of the sickest stuff I've ever seen, and there is a fourth cap for Rise.
He has 3 flags all by himself, 15 and 8 on a 5-3. This has been some of the best Call of Duty I've seen Looney play. He's going to waste no time calling in the Hellstorm missile, finds one near top Grandma's, makes quick work of Zuma, and he's going to call the Lightning Strike. Why? Because he's about to double up on the score streak. The Lightning Strike comes in. It picks up 2. Everything going wrong for FaZe as Rise Nation are running away with this game.
8 streak. He had a 7 streak in S&D. He had an MVP performance as well. He is just going off in this one. Like you said, Heatwave to pop if needed. Tagged up, but still alive. They have to burn the Heatwave to take him down. All the pressure has been from Rise. FaZe has not been able to do anything really on the offensive side of things until this pull. This is Clayster's chance. This will be a cap. You have 2.5 minutes here to bring it back and get 2 scores on the board. But it's tough for me to have faith in FaZe right now. They've been getting pounded all series long.
Yeah, I had to switch over to Zuma. These are now where the important interactions are about to go down, as Attach does wind up falling on the back end of a heat wave. All 4 go down for FaZe once again. Listen, they still have a lot of time to work with.
Yes, they do.
Rise Nation made another mistake that allowed for another flag cap for FaZe to come in. So still a 2-flag lead for Rise. Pretty comfortable position to be in. You have Clayster now with his Tempest available.
That's it. I mean,
he's got to bring it out soon.
No one else is really working towards Specialist. They have
just look at the slang on the side of FaZe. 20-15 from Clay, 7-15 from Attach, 12-18 from Zuma. Enable almost even at 13-14.
And when you look at it, I mean, Looney, kind of that aggressive sub for Rise. On the other side, Attach's role. The disparity in slang for them right now, 8-15 versus 18-10. I mean, that is a big factor in this. Can Attach get going? A 2-piece would be nice here, but usually that is one he wins. But who is it? It's Looney shutting him down.
Looney is having such a massive series. You can't say enough about him. Definitely an MVP performance from him right here. And this year's against FaZe, and he comes right around behind a couple of players. It's going to be classic now. Last one alive for Rise, and all 4 go down for Rise.
But
it's going to be Attached on the flank, and because he flanks around, they're going to get some favorable spawns here to rotate back.
But he can at least.
And he missed the flag.
He's got to pick up the flag. Oh, he misses it, and you needed that one with 60 seconds left. He just is off by a foot, but they're still pushing forward. They have to get one now, but that's 2 players dropping. All of a sudden, Clayster by himself, and he is down. I don't think you have time to do it now.
Going into this series, if he would have told me Rise Nation would have 4-0'd FaZe in as convincing fashion as they did,
I would have told you
crazy.
Yeah, you were up all night partying, clearly not paying attention to the regular season, but they have come out with a vengeance here. Rise Nation has a chip on their shoulder. People doubt them as being the top team in the game. They are showing it right now that this is nuts, man. A 4-0?
Yeah. The games, some of them haven't really even been close. I mean, remember the start of that hard point? They go up by 100 points going into the 3rd one. I mean, a phenomenal performance from everybody here on Rise Nation, specifically Looney as well. It's going to be a stalemate situation here to close things out. Here's the kill on the back of a heatwave. The return comes in.
And what do you know?
That is going to do it. Looney makes another big play as he's going to finish 25-13 with 3 flag caps to his name. This one is all over. Congratulations to Rise Nation. We'll be seeing you in the grand finals.
And you'll see the guys here shaking hands, and there are the owners again for Rise. Fist bumps, smiles all around. They're fired up watching their squad here as they just, I mean, what more can you say? Rise just looks unstoppable at this point. After you saw that performance, I mean, I don't know if I'm worried about Elevate or Upgrade, depending on who comes through.
Rise have been looking so strong. One of their weaknesses we thought going into this weekend would be their search and destroy gameplay. Clearly, they've ironed it out, and right now, it seems like they have no weakness.
I couldn't agree with you more. We've talked about Looney, how big he was in this series. He is standing by with Ashley.
Yeah. Yes, we talked a little before, and you were very confident going in. How do you think that helped with gameplay?
I think it's just we just wanted this win and prove that we can be like a top contender, like I said. And after game one, we started off so strong. We knew we had that momentum going in. It got a little scary, but after that win, especially the S&D win, we knew we can close out an uplink in CTF.
Well, you guys talk about how you really want to prove you're the best. Who are you hoping to go up against?
I said this yesterday, and I still stand by it. I think we want to play Optic Gaming. We already took out FaZe. We took out Luminosity, which was the final contender. So I think if we beat FaZe and Optic in this tournament, we should be crowned the best team in the game.
All right, well, congratulations, and we will talk to you soon. But right now, let's go back with Will. I'm sure they have more to say.
Well, Looney says it yesterday. He stands by it today. He says, hey, listen, like, we think we're the best team, but if we beat FaZe and Optic, like, who's going to argue against that? The stats won't lie.
If you would have told me, I said it before this map, you would have told me that FaZe Clan was going to go down 4 maps in a row to Rise Nation today, I wouldn't have believed you, and that's what just transpired in front of us just now. It's unbelievable how well Rise just played.
And it was such a smooth 4-0. I mean, for instance, like FaZe yesterday won 4-0, but they had to climb back a little bit in that search and destroy, against Complexity. But today, no issues for Rise Nation.
They are not scared of anybody. I mean, this Rise team, I mean, they have they want to play Optic. They're more than willing to take on that challenge, and you can see why. They are so confident in their gameplay. They look very good. Yeah.
It actually kind of reminds me of Complexity in like 2013, Black Ops 2. They just wanted to play anybody. They weren't scared of anything. And as a player, I'd be terrified to play against Rise Nation right now. Optic better come out hot versus Elevate, okay? Because Rise Nation, like we said a million times, they've won 2 tournaments. The major 2 tournaments this year, they've won, okay?
Yeah, you can't
and they
forget
just
that.
4-0'd one of the best teams in the game. They didn't give them any breathing room. 4
Exactly.
maps in a
That's
row.
the thing. It's not that it was like a close map every time and Rise barely inched out. No, the score actually just tells the story. It was a 4-0, just as it was.
You had Octane going off this entire series, and then this map, Looney's like 20-10 with 3 flag caps, 2 defense. Any player at any time on Rise can just make it happen.
It's a FaZe team that was pretty much in the finals all the second half of last year. They're a top 4 team in the CWL. It wasn't like that was a game against like a 9 seed or a 10 seed or something along those lines. That's like a top team that they just made that look so easy.
It hurts to see it hurts to see FaZe go home like the way they just did, because I know how talented of a team they actually are. I don't think they're going to have any issues going into stage 2, but the way that Rise just beat them, it just sucks to see, because I know Clayster wasn't feeling well. He still played pretty well too.
Yeah.
Atat, Zoom, and Enable, they like I said, they didn't have any fluidity, couldn't get anything to work.
Yeah, it didn't seem like there was like a big issue or one glaring hole. It was just that Rise just had their number, and FaZe just couldn't fight back. But of course, that's good news for Rise. Congratulations to them. And of course, their owners, one of the co-owners playing for the LA Rams, Roger Saffold, he's been here the whole week and supporting the team, and that's been pretty cool to see.
What's up with these tickets? LA Rams? Can we
both live in LA? What's
Can
up?
we go to a game or something? We'll rig it so Rise wins 100%?
I didn't say that, so I'm not standing by that statement.
I probably shouldn't be saying that on stage. I am.
You're a
I don't
guest,
know who this
Nate.
guy is.
Yeah, we don't know you.
I'm not employed by them. I can say whatever the hell I want.
But Rise does win really smoothly, and that confidence continues. They continue to say, we want to play against Optic, and it doesn't seem like it's going to stop. You're right. I mean, the way Looney says it, right, he says, well, I said it yesterday, like, I don't, he almost made it look like, why are you asking that again? Obviously, I want to play Optic. Like, of course.
And they just have some cool customers on Rise, man. You see Classic, he was just walking by before. He's got the beanie on, the sweatshirt. It doesn't even look like he played a match. I mean, he just walks by with like this stone face, like, oh, I'm just gonna go play again.
They're intimidating. I feel like they're going to like a boxing match, not even an esports event. Looney just no emotion. Like you're going to the grand final. My man was doing an interview, didn't even smile. He's just like, give me Optic.
Yeah, just another day for him. Just another day doing business on stage for Call of Duty. But right now, we do have a chance to hear from FaZe because, again, it was a rough loss for them. Ashley, what have they got to say?
Yeah, that's exactly what we were just talking about. It is a tough loss, and obviously we got to wonder if you being sick, do you think that had any contributing factor to the loss?
Definitely not. I think, me being sick didn't have anything to do with us losing.
What do you think were some of the factors that contributed to that?
Just Rise being the better team. They came out hot. We started off way too slow in every game type except for uplink. They had a lot of good interceptions in uplink, which made our pace slow down a lot. We started off, down 120 to like 3 in the hard point. Started off real slow in the surge, let them get streaks and stuff. So we just got to work on not starting off so slow. I don't know if it was a case of us just being cold or a case of them just being really good, but that's the way it is.
Well, you have more events coming up. How do you guys regroup? What do you say to the team to get them refocused and back in?
Our team is one of those teams where we don't let losses like this get to us. I mean, obviously it's going to hurt for a while, and we'll all talk about this play and that play in the hotel tonight, I'm sure. But when it comes down to it, we all know that we can bounce back. A top 4 finish here at Season 1 playoffs isn't too bad. It's not what we were looking for, but, we'll bounce back stronger than ever at the next event.
Absolutely. Well, thank you so much for coming back and talking with me. Please go lay down, get some rest. We're going to take a break. More when we come back.